Welcome back to day 61 of Record Myself every single day on my journey to become a professional soccer player, a business owner, and a better version of myself. Something happens when I hit like 8 p.m., 10 p.m., where I just like shut off for the day and I just start watching reels for the next until 1 a.m. It's currently 1:48. I have my school starting tomorrow, the agent school for Google startups. I'm super excited. It starts at 9 my time, I think. I'm actually going to confirm that as soon as I finish this to know when I should wake up, but I'm going to wake up for that. Today was pretty good. Got my gym in, got my juggling, got 2 videos in for the agentic experience. Honestly, I didn't really pay attention to the second one because it was just talking about the Anthropic kind of what they have to offer. One, Anthropic is hell of expensive, so using them for the API isn't that smart. Then 2, it was a 7-month-old video. They were talking about 3.5 Sonnet and Haiku. They now have 3.7 and 3 and 4. So I don't know. I have to do a better job of paying attention to things, even if I don't find them the most interesting. That's just something I have to do a better job of, not allowing myself to be distracted. I think a really good practice is to have your phone, put it in another location, full screen your computer, and then not touch it. You're not allowed to tab. You're not allowed to exit until the video is over or whatever you're doing is over. That's how I was doing my juggling today. I felt the urge to go on my phone. I felt the urge to check something else on my computer, but I had my Excel sheet fully tabbed open or full screen so that I couldn't. And then I made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to tab to anything. The only thing I did tab to was a timer, which is part of my juggling. And then when I set the timer, I set it back to the sheet so I wouldn't be looking at the timer, checking like, oh, how much longer do I have? I want to be in the moment. I want to be juggling. I don't want to be focusing on anything else. I have 2 major points today that I think I want to go over. One, I understood from a podcast. Don't know if I've talked about it on the YouTube before, but I've thought about it. My marketing should describe the moment of pain. And then I want to give an example of how I'm going to do this for my business. And then you have to think about it, how you could do it for your business if you're going to apply this. Have you ever gotten done scrolling on Instagram and realized you wasted the entire day? Even felt like you had a full schedule but haven't actually accomplished anything? Or maybe you have such big goals and so much to do that you get paralyzed and go back to comfort. Those are 2 really big things that happened to me. So for example, just right now, I've been scrolling. It's now 1:51 a.m., but I should have gone to bed a long time ago. And then also there's some times where I just feel like there's so much to do that I just get paralyzed and I can't actually carry out what I want to. When I'm making these ads, I think I'm going to start out with, when I do paid ads, trying to reach out to people who I've never talked to before. I have to describe their pain so well that they are like, damn, this dude knows exactly what I went through. And then I have to communicate how my product will solve their pain point. One, I have to build a product that will actually solve their pain point. I can't just say the Instagram thing, have you ever gotten done scrolling and you just regretted your time, because I don't have the screen time app part of the app built out yet. So I have to if I'm going to make ads, I have to do ads that are only tied to a calendar. So that's people who have big goals but don't know how to break them down properly. That would require me to implement the AI to where they can help the user work through setting up their goals and then making tasks that they have to do, small tasks, so that it's more manageable and the person doesn't get paralyzed from the thought of doing too much. I think I've really experienced that recently, but I want to be able to take all the pain that I feel like I'm having, like right now, like the disappointment of not living up to the person I know I can, the disappointment of spending time doing things I shouldn't, the paralyzing fear of not knowing exactly what to do because there's so much to do. Any other pain points that I can't think of it in the future, I want to be able to clearly think about them. And then in my ads, that's what I should be targeting. I shouldn't be just saying like, oh, here's my product, go use it. I have to find what is really like troubling my potential customers and then describe it in a way that maybe they didn't even understand it that well. I have to be able to fully go through it to where they may even have a realization of, holy shit, this person knows what I went through more than I did. The next thing I want to talk about is Would you rather look like a fool for trying or regret never trying in the first place? So I saw this Instagram reel today of this guy, and he was talking about how the love of his life died and he has been alone ever since. I don't want to live my life with that regret of not taking, especially if it's something in the grand scheme of things, very simple, like just asking a girl if they like you. If you don't take that chance, you're probably going to grow apart anyway. So you might as well take the leap, take the risk. Either way, you're going to end up in the same place. On a long-term scale, you'll both be dead. But on a short-term scale, you'll probably grow apart anyway. You don't want to get to a point in time where you regret not asking a girl that you were really into out because you were too scared of what she would react. You have to be willing to take risks, because I think the fear and weight of regret is a lot heavier than the anxiety or nervousness that you get when trying to ask someone a question like, would you like to go on a date? Because at the end of the day, is it really that big of a deal? Is the world going to end if you ask this girl on a date, whether she says yes or no? One, it could be a great outcome. Two, it could have never been meant to be, but you will know, you'll have that certainty that she's not interested in you. And then building on what I've been trying to work on in the past few days, not letting that affect you, still being nice to her, still treating her with respect. But if you don't think you can be friends at that point, slowly moving away. I just don't want to get to the end of my life and be like that guy who is 76 alone and regrets never asking the girl that he really liked out on a date because he was too scared. Something's gonna happen to where your entire life can change. Someone could move away without notice, or their life could be like completely changed. For example, the girl got sick, and I don't want to have that event happen and then me not be able to share what I actually feel about that person. That's all I really have for today. Kind of a short video. I am a little bit tired, but I want to get some sleep in before the Google startup. Tomorrow should be a good day. I have the gym, I have juggling. I have less videos to watch now, so I will have a little bit more free time to actually work on the calendar app, which I'm excited about because I've been thinking about it a lot recently and I've just been super busy with the agentic startup school. The thing I really want to get a lot better on in the coming days is that I'm not spending this time when I know I should be going to sleep, staying up, and watching Instagram. A little bit more self-control on that, but otherwise, I think I've done pretty well, especially coming from where I was at to where I'm at now. Still, I haven't had the problems with lust that I have been previously, and I'm really being conscious about when I'm at points where I could fall into that to not fall into that. I have to do the same thing with distraction. At points where I know I'm about to fall into it, like for example today, a gateway for me to like falling into distraction is listening to music. Honestly, this might be a little bit extreme, but I know when I'm like really craving to listen to music, I then start to really crave to listen to other things that will like bring me like joy. So I have to just do better. Sometimes there's different ways that you can reframe something or do something about it. At a certain point, you just have to do a little bit better. And I'm okay to admit that I'm not perfect and I'll never be perfect, but I'm gonna work to be as close to perfect as I can. So that's all I have for today, day 61. Thank you for watching. I hope that you got some value from it. And actually, the final thing I wanted to share. Recently, I was watching my videos and I realized I didn't really have that much lifestyle, not even lifestyle, but everything else that I'm doing in the day. I only had my gym and my juggling in, but cooking is a big part of it and the business is a big part of it. So I want to do better, just talking forward, of taking small little clips of when I'm working on the business, of when I'm watching the startup school, of when I'm cooking, like just to give you a bigger slice of what it's actually like. Because I want to be able to show what it is actually like to live the life that I'm living, but in a way that is still digestible. Making a day in the life every day where, as someone who's just recording themselves, it's not possible to show my entire day. It's a lot easier if I have someone recording for me, because then I can actually focus on what I'm doing and I'm not focused on the video, which I sometimes do when I am recording myself. Still having small little clips just to show like what I'm doing, and then showing them in the montages instead of me just working out. So a better picture of what the day actually looks like rather than just the workout sessions. But that's just a little clip. Day 61, thank you for watching. I hope you got some value and I hope you enjoy the video.